come really, first of all, I've been invited to speak, which is very interesting, about regulation, a particular part of regulation that's coming in for fund managers and for distributors called MiFID II, and in particular around new rules on governing the products and how they're distributed. So that's what I've come to speak about, but I'm very interested while here to find out a bit more about what is happening in the Italian market and what issues firms are seeing, particularly with new regulation. What are the main problems, what are the costs, but also maybe perhaps what are the benefits, if there are, of the new rules in terms of their relationships with their clients. So just generally very interesting, and it's a very big conference. There's a lot of people here and a lot of different firms and a number of different officials. So it's a very interesting place to come to hear the different views. It's interesting. I mean, there's also particular volatility in the UK markets, yes, with the various politics going on. So I think in general we're seeing that. But at the same time, we are seeing all the governments, because of the need for growth, the need for economic growth. So at the same time we have new regulation, we also have the governments individually and within Europe as a whole wanting to promote things to get more investment, to move people from cash savings into investments and into funds. Investment funds is an obvious place for them to go in the so-called UCITS. So we are seeing this tension in policy making and for firms between needing to react to the volatility of the markets and putting in new rules, but at the same time the regulators wanting more people, more ordinary EU citizens to invest, to provide for the funding the governments used to, but they can't anymore. So for infrastructure, for social investment, we need more private investment. We need more individuals to move their money from cash to investing. So this tension we're seeing is playing out, I think, around Europe, and I presume also in the Italian market as well. I think there are a lot of opportunities. I think we should see them. I think it's interesting when you talk, say, about the robo-advice. The issue we have is that regulation largely is written on the basis of, like this, two people talking, the advisor talking to the individual, yes? And it's based on the presumption that there is paper flows between. This is an old view. There will still be that, but we have people wanting to do things over the internet, over websites. And at the moment, the way regulation is drafted really works in the traditional world. It doesn't work as well in the new world. So the regulators have a big job to do. They're scratching their heads. How do we describe regulation in the new world? What is a robo-advisor? Is it really advice? Or is it just a digital method to make a purchase? And so that in a number of places, the world as we know it in regulation has to evolve to catch up.